I had to eat a deadly allergen during an undercover drug operation, and a grandmother's misunderstanding saved my life. The most dangerous moment of my 12-year undercover career wasn't during a drug bust or weapons deal. It was at a Sunday dinner table in Miami, staring down at a plate of seafood pala that could literally kill me. I'd spent 14 months infiltrating the Vasquez cartel, working my way from street-level distribution to becoming the right-hand man of Diego Vasquez, the organization's second in command. My real target was his brother Emilio, the kingpin who never met with outsiders. After over a year of building trust, it finally happened. Diego invited me to Sunday dinner at their family compound. My mother wants to meet the man who doubled our profit, he said, slapping my back. In their organization, family dinner invitations weren't just social events. They were final loyalty tests before being allowed into the inner circle. What Diego didn't know: I am deathly allergic to shellfish. Even trace amounts send me into anaphylactic shock within minutes. My handler had provided an EpiPen, but using it would immediately raise questions I couldn't answer without blowing my cover. The moment I walked into the Vasquez compound and smelled seafood, I knew I was in trouble. Emilio was there, finally within reach after a year of work. So were 3 cartel lieutenants I'd never met before, all watching me with suspicious eyes. Diego's mother, Elena, a tiny 78-year-old woman with sharp eyes, carried in an enormous pan of paella loaded with shrimp, mussels, and clams. My special recipe, she announced proudly. From our hometown in Valencia, as the guest of honor, I was served first. A mountain of yellow rice covered in shellfish landed on my plate. Diego and Emilia watched intently as I picked up my fork. In their world, refusing food was the ultimate insult. Minus men have been killed for less. Is something wrong with my paella? Elena asked, noticing my hesitation. No, Juandora, it looks incredible, I replied, loading my fork with a deliberately small bite, trying to pick around the shellfish. Diego leaned forward. My mother cooked all day for this dinner. I took the bite, my heart pounding. I chewed slowly, trying to minimize contact with my throat. For a few moments I thought I might be okay. Then it started, minus the familiar tightening in my throat, the burning sensation spreading across my chest. I took a sip of water, trying to hide the panic rising within me. My face was growing hot and I could feel hives beginning to form on my neck. Emilio's eyes narrowed. You don't look well, he said, his hand moving slightly toward his waistband, where I knew he kept his gun. I forced another bite, larger this time, knowing it might be my last act on earth, but also knowing that showing any hesitation now would get me killed faster than the allergic reaction. My vision started blurring. I felt tears forming in my eyes as my body fought against the allergen. This was it, minus either the gun or the shellfish would end my life in the next few minutes. Then Elena was suddenly at my side, her weathered hands cupping my face, just like your father did when he first tasted my paella. She pulled my face against her shoulder in a tight embrace, patting my back. Such emotion for my cooking. This one understands our culture. Diego. That embrace saved my life. With my face pressed against her shoulder, hidden from view, I managed to spit out the food. Her enthusiastic back patting provided cover for my increasingly labored breathing. Mama, give the man some space. Diego laughed, but he looked pleased. Elena released me but kept one arm around my shoulders. You remind me of my late husband, she said, dabbing at my watery eyes with her napkin. He always said good food should make a man feel something. For the rest of the dinner, Elena served me herself, and I developed a system, minus enthusiastic appreciation followed by hiding food in my napkin when attention shifted. The few small bites I couldn't avoid left me sick for days afterward, but I survived. That dinner led to my introduction to Emilio's inner circle. 3 months later, we arrested 23 cartel members and seized over $30 million in drugs and cash at Emilio's trial. He stared at me from across the courtroom and said, my mother still asks about you. She says her paella has never received such appreciation. 7 years later, I still carry an EpiPen everywhere I go, but I also carry the knowledge that sometimes the most dangerous moments can turn on the smallest misunderstandings, minus, and that sometimes what looks like certain death can become your saving grace. If you want to hear what happened when I had to attend Diego's wedding reception at a seafood restaurant, share this video.